welcome to West Sound TV presents High School Football live for you, brought to you by the Kitsap.com. I'm the Dr. Doc Park, Kitty Campagna on the other microphone, and Spencer Anderson streaming to you on the internet of what should prove to be quite an interesting ball game tonight at Joe Noel Stadium down here at South Kitsap High School, as the South Kitsap Wolves under head coach DJ Sigerson take on the Bellarmine Lions under head coach Tom Larson. Well, Kitty, at some point, if you want to win the state championship, you're probably going to have to play the number 2 ranked team in the state.
And usually you're going to have to beat them. We're hoping that wouldn't be till something like playoffs. But in this Narrows League division, they are just stacked with incredibly good teams. So South comes in here wanting to win. They're only 1-2 in league, 3-2 overall. And this is going to be a really tough matchup this evening.
Well, you interestingly told me that Bellarmine Prep, not only being ranked number 2 in the 4A size schools, doesn't even have to be a 4A size school. They could be a 2A size school.
Which they are. They have an enrollment of 724 as compared to, let me see, the South is like, it's over 2,000. It's about 2,300. South is 2,335. They are the second biggest school in the state now. Marysville-Pilchuck now has the number 1 number. But I had to laugh because today in the Sun, Nate Joyce had an article about classification and changing and those sort of things. And I'm like, I was just at that website. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And this game being played on Friday night, the 7th, but last night we had another huge contest in the Narrows League 4A size schools as the Gig Harbor Tides traveled to Silverdale Stadium to take on and eventually beat the Central Kitsap Cougars, which means there's about one small position left for a bunch of teams to try to get a postseason berth in the 4A side of the Narrows League, since you've got Bellarmine undefeated, Olympia close if not undefeated,
still undefeated,
Gig Harbor now owning the win over CK
and over South Kitsap last week.
That's right. And by the way, the final game of the season, regular season, will be Central down here in Port Orchard at South.
And last year when Central won that, they got that last spot into the state playoffs. And so that we are looking at a situation where that could be very similar this year. So if South could come away with a victory tonight, that would set them up nicely. But as I said, they are facing an extremely tough Bellarmine Prep team.
And South Kitsap with the boot to start the ball game out tonight down here in Port Orchard. Ball goes into the end zone, and so Bellarmine in the white and blue will start out at the 20-yard line.
They have an extremely good offense. They have both running and passing. Seifu Liufa'u is their starting quarterback. He's only a junior, but he's had 55 passes that were caught out of 87 for 988 yards already this year.
And not only are we streaming this live for you at KitsapSun.com, we want to thank the South Kitsap Video Production crew and their instructor, Mr. Mike Downham, for giving us a multi-camera feed down here at Joe Noel Stadium.
I know, how very cool. Look at the picture they're able to bring us. These kids are all learning how to use the equipment, how to do a live event, because they're putting it all together right on the spot.
And this South Kitsap program, a great video production program, a winner of many, many national awards for their video production program over the last 10 or 12 years. So it's great to be working with them tonight, Kitty.
Oh, definitely.
Well, that first one wasn't a whole lot of yardage, about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 for Bellarmine. That'll bring up a second down now and about 8 for them. Short drop back, pass out to this near side. The receiver, 41, has got enough for a first down, it looks like. And catching that ball would be Logan Hickman.
He has many weapons. That wasn't even one listed very often in the stats I looked at. But obviously, a capable junior, 5'10", 216-pound tight end.
Yeah, first down as Bellarmine moves out to about their 30-yard line. One man in the backfield, one man goes in motion behind the quarterback. And run over to that left side, the far side on your TV screen is going to pick up about 8 yards on that. And that would be Quinn. And Sifu Leofau.
Sounds good to me.
Is their quarterback for Bellarmine. He's going to pick up close to 9 on that one. Second down and about 1 yard to go for the first. You've got to get it out beyond the 40-yard line. 2 men split to this near side. And 2 men go in motion to the far side. And again, pass over to this flat to this near side. Some running room. Good hit that time. It will be a first down, but probably, well, they're going to give them all the way up to just about the 35, 30, 50-yard line.
It's a first down.
And it is a first down. That was a nice tackle there by Leonard Shook.
The catch was Calvin Chandler, a junior who has 17 receptions for 379 yards so far. These guys like to pass and they like to run. We haven't seen much running yet.
And Bellarmine not quite into South Kitsap territory yet. Ball on about the 47-yard line. And there goes a handoff to the running back, and he'll pick up about 3.5 on that one. That's Flynn.
He's across the 50 to the 49.
And they do cross that midfield stripe into South Kitsap territory as they place the ball at the 49-yard line. It looks like they're going to give them about 4 yards on that one. Bring up second down and a long 6 for the Bellarmine Prep Lions from just across the bridge in Tacoma. They get a lot of motion on that team.
Typically they've been passing to the, oh, now they're going to switch one back again.
Hickman. And again, this time a short pass to Hickman. And he's going to be drugged down at about the South Kitsap 40-yard line. Another first down.
Yeah, so far South having no success stopping this Lion team.
By Adam Gascoigne. Very good for a first down at the 39-yard line.
Doc, we have kind of a unique viewpoint up in a classroom. I've not been at this stadium before, so this is fun for me. It's a very, not as big as I expected, but definitely filled with South Kitsap fans.
First down for the Lions. And again, this time the runner goes over to that far side. Pretty basic football so far for Bellarmine Prep, but they're doing it right because they're moving the chains.
Down near the 32-yard line.
That was a gain of about 7.5 yards on that. Bring up second down, and the ball is going to be placed at just about the South Kitsap 32 for Sifo Leufa'u, junior quarterback out there for the Lions. One man behind him. South showing a little blitz. They back off on it. Yeah, you got all kinds of motion out there.
That takes a lot of discipline for the rest of the people not to be moving when you have that much motion in a high school.
That's for sure. And there's the handoff right up through the right side. Running room and down deep into South Kitsap territory. Down to the red zone. And that would be Mr. Bodie. Brought him down. And I believe it was Brandon Thompson, the running back for the Lions.
As a possibility. It's hard to get those numbers up here, definitely.
And the ball is at the 13-yard line, so Bellarmine can actually get a first down without crossing the end zone, into the end zone. And again, handoff to that tailback. And it actually, I think, is Isaiah Flynn. I think it's 32 instead of 22.
I think you're correct. He is their main running back. He's rushed 106 times for 960 yards.
Okay.
And there's still several games left in this season.
Yeah. We're a ways away.
The other thing he has is 15 TDs, and looks like he's trying to add to that total right now.
8 minutes left to go here in the first quarter, and that's who it goes to is Flynn. And the South Kitsap defense doing a nice job of piling them up there. One of the guys getting off the bottom of that pile is 55, Austin Canoose.
Austin is a big young man. I have watched him umpire Little League games. He's quite good at it.
He'd be a good umpire at 6'4", 275.
Yeah, they don't question him, I'll tell you that. And his dad, Adam.
Probably not kicking dirt on him, are
no. His dad's an assistant coach here, and he definitely helps out with that program.
Big third
as well.
down, and into the end zone, incomplete pass. So South Kitsap bent down to their own 13-yard line, but have held the Bellarmine Lions at the 13, and it's going to be a 4th down and about 3.5 yards to go. And it does look like Bellarmine brought in a new team, which, well, they're not going, doesn't look like they're going to go for the, well, maybe, yep, there they go. I was going to say, looks like they will go for the field goal here in this opening drive in the first quarter. Oh, the ball is blocked. Nice block. I'm not sure who did it, but that was a great job with a big paw up there.
Number 11 definitely want him in there, C.J. Dowdy.
They're congratulating number 37, Bryce Broom, with the big hand. And he's only 5'10". But that was a nice effort by the South Kitsap defense just when it looked like they were going to give up an early touchdown. They held them, and now South Kitsap deep in their own territory, but at least they're going on offense.
Well, in Notre Dame lingo or text lingo, when the game's going on and I'm texting my daughter, we call that BDB, bend, don't break, and they did.
And out to the 25-yard line to Newquist to give him a little bit of breathing room out there.
Yeah, that's Devin Newquist, junior 6 foot.
And Eddie Meisner, quarterback, and the 6'1" senior out there for the South Kitsap Wolves. Moving it out to just in front of that 25-yard line. First down, South Kitsap.
South has a fairly balanced attack. They can pass, but they have a couple really good running backs as well in Bodie and Gascoigne.
And Miser completes his pass to Devin Newquist. Once again, Newquist with a nice move, cutting back inside, taking the ball out to the 40-yard line, and another first down for South Kitsap.
Well, Newquist came in with 12 receptions, 197 yards, and he is adding to that already.
First down at the 40 for the Wolves. Hand off to the tailback. They had a little bit of running room there for Dominic Bodie.
Yeah, you got number 24 and 25 as your runners, so I don't know if the styles are similar, but certainly their numbers are right beside each other.
Fuller in on that tackle for the Lions. 6 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. Pretty fast quarter so far. We've either had runs or completions.
That helps move the clock, doesn't it? We like that.
Second down along 5. There's the pitch back. And that one's going to get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That was pitched to Bodie, but Bellarmine did a good job on the defense there.
Yeah, they sniffed that out quite nicely there in the backfield about the time of the pitch.
Trying to see that number out there. Well, it's going to bring up third down now and a long 5 for South Kitsap. Meisner going to go to the air. Oh, man, right across the middle. Good pass and a good reception by Andrew Ludeau. And into Bellarmine territory for the South Kitsap Wolves. The ball will be placed at the 43-yard line of Bellarmine. And so far, South Kitsap coming out looking good.
Yeah, their offense is going
Defense
strong.
held them, and the offense moving it. So that's exactly what you want to see.
We mentioned that Bellarmine is rated number 2 in the state, and South Kitsap is not going to be bullied yet till right now when they were thrown to the turf.
Yeah, that one, there was a bunch of guys, 23 and on that for Bellarmine and 26. That would be Michael Oda and Joe Lovejoy. And Adam Gascoigne didn't get much room on that one.
Well, Lovejoy is one of the stalwarts on their defense. He has 24 tackles and 15 assists and 3 sacks.
Second down now and a long 10. And again, Meisner with the handoff to Gascoigne, and that one again did not go anywhere. In fact, I think he lost another yard or 2 on that one.
Defensive line overtook the offensive line on that one. There was no push forward.
4 minutes left to go in this first quarter, and now a long third down for South Kitsap to keep this drive alive. It's going to be about third down and 13 yards to go.
Our South Kitsap production group giving us a lot of different angles. It's pretty cool.
Oh, Meisner did a nice job there bringing the defense to him and keeping the time, and the pass was complete, but certainly not for enough yardage. That'll bring up a fourth down back to about the original line of scrimmage, the 43-yard line. So it looks like South Kitsap will have to kick it away.
South got themselves out of pretty nasty territory, so it will be a game of field position here now.
And it looks like Ladeau is going to be the punter for the Wolves.
He does a little bit of everything.
I guess. Pretty good punt.
You aren't kidding. Takes a great South Kitsap bounce.
Oh, and the South Kitsap D is down there to down it right in front of the end zone at the 1-yard line. So if you couldn't score, you did the next best thing, which was push the other team deep in their own territory.
And last time Bellarmine pretty much just went straight down the field, but did not get any points out of it. So we'll see what adjustments they made since that first possession by Bellarmine.
3:08 left to go here in quarter number 1, and the Lions take over at their own 1-yard line. Not much room to work back there, so they're just going to go straight ahead, try to get themselves a little bit of working room, some yardage, and they'll pick up, it looks like they're going to do a pretty nice job picking up about 7 yards on that first run in the middle, up the middle.
You start with 7, that just opens up your playbook so much. There are so many opportunities what you can do on second down now.
Well, plus it moves them out of their end zone.
True.
So they got a little more room to work back there. And this time South is going to stop them for maybe a yard or 2 gain.
Not quite a first down, still about a yard to go.
And Chase Lopez in on that one for the Wolves. Yep. That'll bring up third down and about 1 yard here for the Lions. South Kitsap showing a blitz. They picked up pretty well there at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a first down for the Lions. They'll move it out close to the 15. Let's see where they end up placing it. Just about the 15.
Brought down by the right side of the Wolves.
First down for the Lions. Under 2 minutes left to go here in number 1. Fake the handoff and going over to this near side with the pass into the team on the sideline there. Incomplete. It was intended for Chandler.
And he was covered by C.J. Dowdy. Great job by Dowdy. Didn't let him. He was to get that. He had to almost throw it, like you say, it was out of bounds.
Well, bring up second down and 10 now for the Lions. One man behind behind the quarterback. And that's who gets it. And South Kitsap doing a nice job of limiting, I believe, Flynn to fairly short yardage.
Yeah, 3rd and long at this point.
After a short gain.
Man, it sounds like it was Bodie in on that one, too.
He doesn't just run. Again, we've seen that in so many of these high school teams that the guys play both ways.
3rd down now for the Lions, and about 8.5 yards to go to get the first. Big opportunity here for South Kitsap to stop them deep in their Lion territory. The comes over to the side.
Wide open.
Oh, man. That Michael Rector was wide open, and it looked like he had the ball in his hands, and it came out.
I have no idea. I've heard nothing but really good things about Michael Rector, that UW is looking at him. Several people are. He has 16 receptions for 347 yards so far and 6 TDs this year. So unusual for him to drop that.
And so the Lions will have to punt away here, and Bryce Broom back at to receive for South Kitsap at just about midfield. He's into the Lion territory and still on his feet, down to the 40. He's at the 30. And he's finally going to be driven out of bounds at about, looks like they're going to place it at about
but there's a
26.
flag.
Oh, it's way back here, too.
Yeah, we hate that when we see that. Definitely really nice effort by Broom, starting with the catch, because that had a good spin on it, the ball coming at him. And he found his running lane and followed it. And I'm afraid that if it's an illegal block, it happened quite a ways away from him. Oh, they're picking it up.
Uh-oh.
That's even better.
Well, for the South Kitsap Wolves, it certainly is.
It is.
For you Bellarmine Lion fans out
Not
there,
as happy,
wondering
possibly.
what the heck is going on. But anyway, South Kitsap will get the ball down deep in Lion territory. It looks to me like about the 11-yard line with 30 seconds left to go in this first quarter. So we will see if they can put it in here. They've got the first, and they actually can get a first down without putting it into the end zone, get down inside the 1-yard line. Meisner with 2 men behind him in the I formation, 2 men split wide, 1 going in motion. It'll be a handoff to the tailback, and not much there. Brought down by Brandon Thompson and Zachary Fuller. Bodie there carrying it.
By Zach Fuller.
And they're actually going to drop him back about a half a yard.
Those
10 seconds left.
Would be those things we call negative yards when you're doing the stats.
Yeah, that looks like the Wolves are just going to let the clock go down to 0. And at the end of quarter number 1, the South Kitsap Wolves and the Bellarmine Prep Lions over here playing in Port Orchard are all tied up at 0-0.
Doc, I don't have the actual stats on what Bellarmine has scored. I know how much they've scored in games. The least that they have scored is 41 in a game. So for them not to score in the first quarter is huge. That's a great job by the defense, and the offense is knocking on the door. South Kitsap right in this game.
Well, and you know, South Kitsap kids have to be fired up, especially after that loss last night that CK took, because that 4th and final playoff position in the Narrows League could very well come down to one of the 2 Kitsap County 4A schools.
Well, South had that years ago, the 23 straight years that they made it to the state playoffs, and they would like to start that streak once again, I am sure.
Yeah, we had a good time back in the 90s following the South Kitsap Wolves. Back then it was Olympic Cablevision, not Wave Broadband as it is now. And
so, Doc, remind us who the quarterback was the year that they won state.
Oh, it was our good buddy, Mr. Willie Bloomquist.
The man who managed to put his Arizona Diamondbacks tied today, but unfortunately they then lost in the 10th to Milwaukee. But what a series.
Yeah, he's been playing great, and You gotta wonder, Beltray looked good, and many of the
We're going to put a team together of many ex-Mariners, and we're going to beat everybody.
And then all we need is Fernandez and Ichiro.
Well, how about Pfister for Detroit, beating the Yankees last night? Pretty cool.
All right, South Kitsap here. It's a second down and about 11. Meisner rolls out. He's got the open receiver and into the touch for the first points. The touchdown is Caleb Nelson. And the Wolves put the first points on the board just in the first play of quarter number 2.
Great patience by the quarterback. He waited till his receiver was open, made sure that he had some people coming at him, and Nelson catches it and is able to run with it after the catch for the touchdown.
11:52, 8 seconds to put those points on the board for South Kitsap, and they will attempt the PAT.
I think it's Lado who does the PATs as well.
PAT is good.
And the extra point.
And yep, Aaron Lado.
Punter, kicker, receiver, runs with it once in a while, and plays defense, I bet, as well.
And the South Kitsap Cannoneers apparently out there tonight. At least I don't think they have to do cannon shot for each point.
Oh.
We saw that last week with the cheerleaders having to do the push-ups.
Got a good view of that one, definitely. They're pretty crazy.
Well, the South Kitsap Wolves take on the number 2 team in the state of Washington and put the first points on the board, 7-0 here to open up quarter number 2 at Joe Knowles Stadium at Port Orchard. Well, we're happy to be working with the Kitsap Sun this season to bring you a game of the week on Friday nights. KitsapSun.com/GOTW, game of the week. And not only are they streaming a varsity football game every week, we're streaming some volleyball.
Exactly. Next
Did
one
our
of
first
that.
one last week.
We got Bremerton and North Kitsap, and then our next one is going to be Olympic at Clahalia this Tuesday, and that is found by kitsapsun.com/news/sports.
/volleyball?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it's fun to be working with him. Spencer Anderson's our streaming director tonight. And whistles blow.
And the kickoff goes into the end zone. Come out to the 20.
But there is a flag.
Yep.
So I don't think it's going to come out to the 20. I think they will re-kick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was procedural call against South Kitsap.
So, Doc, that is really the first actual counting flag of the night. That's impressive to have played a whole quarter without any yellow hankies.
That is correct.
Penalty assessed against the Wolves for offsides.
Offside, so they'll move them back 5. Which means they will kick again, but this time it'll be from the 35-yard line. And Lado's got pretty good leg. He might put this one in the end zone. 2 receivers back there waiting for it for Bellarmine, and they're down to about their own 1 or 2 yard line. Deep receivers.
Now, South Kitsap started out hot against Gig Harbor last week as well, and so Coach Sigurdsson has to make sure that his kids keep their focus at this point.
Man, that one on the ground picked up at the 25-yard line by Bellarmine Prep, and it's into or close to the 50-yard line. That would be Kelvin Chandler for the Lions. And they're going to place it right there on the 50, midfield. I don't know if they intended to do that.
I wondered that too, Doc. Exactly. Whether he wanted the squib.
But Chandler doing a nice job of picking it up on the hop and running around this side to pick up some good yardage. Well, the Lions will start out on the 50-yard line. Sifo hands off to his running back.
Oh, that's Flynn.
And that is Flynn, all right, number 32. And he'll pick up a whole bunch of yards on that one.
I think that's an official stat, Doc. A whole bunch of yards, definitely.
Looks like they're going to place it at the 34 of South Kitsap. So that would be 16-17 on that one.
Flynn is just a junior. He's 5'10", 167 pounds.
First down.
Of speed.
And nice job by the South Kitsap defense that time.
Great penetration.
Up. Yep, 14. One of the people getting up off of there. That would be Devin Newquist.
Ball carrier, Leonard Shook on the tackle.
Shook in on that one. Second down, they'll give him a yard. Second down and 9.
Now, if you look at the two sidelines, eventually the South roster listed 91, whereas the Bellarmine Prep roster had 51. So it isn't always volume. It is the quality of the athletes you have out.
Dan, a rollout deep pass to an open receiver just overthrew number 10, Drew Griffin, and Drew was open.
That was the definition of open. The man had 10 yards on the nearest Wolf. I believe they were running something of his own defense, and so the guy in the far back was supposed to come over to him, but it wasn't happening quick enough.
And Sifo Liu Fa'u just overthrew his receiver by not very much, but it's going to bring up third down and still 9 to go for the Lions. Sifo barks out some call at the line. He keeps it. And being chased out of the pocket, but again he's going deep, and that man caught it deep.
Michael Rector is who that was. I was watching him cut across, and that he kind of did a stutter step and then put it in a whole nother gear and lost his guy.
And that's going to move the Lions down to about the 1 yard line, 1 or 2 yard line of the South Kitsap Wolves. First and goal to go for Bellarmine.
I think they made the Lions mad. They are ready to, they've come right back hard after that score.
Yeah, I'm going to take a timeout here, Bellarmine. And I guess they want to be sure everybody's on the same page. You do not want to do something like throw the ball away or have a fumble at the 1 yard line with first and goal to go.
When you're this close, yeah, in the red zone, you are making sure you get the right personnel in is half the thing, whether you're doing a run or a pass. And the quarterback just saw something he didn't like, so why not use one of those timeouts now?
10:37 left to go in the first half over here in Port Orchard, South Kitsap High School. And again, we want to thank the South Kitsap Video Production Program and their crew tonight for giving us a feed here so everybody can see a multi-camera view of this game out there tonight. Mike Downham's the instructor, Matthew Swagger, Ben Blankenship is assistants. Yeah, we'll get to the rest
and
of the crew.
Slew of
a slew of South Kitsap.
There are.
Okay, we got second down now. Actually, first down, excuse me. And don't see us. Yep, they got it in. South Kitsap tried to hold them, but that 1 yard, they just could not do it. So the Lions quickly come back to put 6 on the board against South Kitsap.
That's why the Lions don't look too, there's never a panic in them. They just come right back out and march down the field. They know what their weapons are.
Ryan Lester will be attempting the point after.
Lester's made 33 already this year.
Man, that one looks good.
I think we got 34.
Yep. Looks like he's got enough leg there to do some field goal work. Well, so at the 10:32 mark in the second quarter, the Lions tie it up 7-7 with the South Kitsap Wolves.
Doc, that was 1 minute and 20 seconds to score.
I was going to say, we've only had about 1:32 off the clock and 2 touchdowns.
I think we know now why they average somewhere around 40 points.
Yeah.
But they have just beaten everybody. They don't play Olympia until October 21st, so that will be quite the game for them as well. And then Gig Harbor is Bellarmine Prep's last game of the year, and Gig has been definitely showing some great signs of life lately.
Kicking off for the Wolves. Correction for Bellarmine.
And it'll be Cooper Doxson out there to kick off for the Lions. 2 men back deep down at about their own 6-7 yard line, waiting for the kickoff.
Dominic Bodie and Adam Gascoigne deep for the Wolves.
Bodie and Gascoigne out there.
(24 and 25). Once again, looking at those similar numbers.
Man, a good kick. Bad, and that's into the end zone. So South Kitsap will get the touchback and start out at the 20-yard line.
That is quite the weapon when you can kick it into the end zone every time.
Sure is. Well, this Sunday on BKAT, Channel 12 on Comcast, Channel 3 on Wave Broadband, we will be running the Kingston versus Bainbridge Island ball game that we did in September, and that was a pretty good ball game.
Bainbridge came out on top on that one. I shouldn't give it away. I've just given it away.
Well, the fans probably know.
I think
so. But we'll be there tomorrow or on Sunday at noon on BCAT. Oh, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was intended to go to Devin Newquist.
Devin Newquist, the intended
Pretty good
receiver.
pass by Meisner across the middle there. And of course, the reason that we're not showing all the games that we're doing is because, number one, we're also doing volleyball, and we only have a limited amount of playback time. And number two, games such as tonight are already on. In this case, it's on Wave Broadband, Channel 205, which is the South Kitsap channel. Nice reverse and run to that far side.
Dowdy on the reverse.
Dowdy on that, and he's going to pick up about 8-7 yards on that. Second down.
Tackled by Drew Griffin.
But anyway, South Kitsap has their own channel.
I know, that's...
Wave Broadband, Channel 205.
Look at the stuff that these kids are doing, though. If they're doing multi-camera, they actually have 5 cameras, one of which is on the scoreboard and one that is kind of a total backup. But so they are running cameras on top of the roof.
Yep, that's the camera positions. Boy, that's some tough running there to pick up a first down for South Kitsap. Quarterback keeper Meisner will pick up the first down for the Wolves.
I don't know if you get extra stars beside that in the stats, but you are right. Oh, I think there may be a hold, though, because I see a
yellow flag on that far side. Uh-oh, it's procedure. Procedure call against South Kitsap, and unfortunately that will negate a very nice effort by Eddie Meisner.
Yeah, that takes away the first down, and they will be with about 3rd down and...
Go from 3rd and 2 to now about 3rd and 7.
Yep. But it has been a very clean game, only the second flag that's counted.
And of course, last week's game was on BCAT, live by the Bremerton High School team. That was North Kitsap down at Bremerton.
Well, and Doc, you worked with both these programs and helping them establish what they were doing as far as teaching these kids. So in the name of West Sound, it sounds like we've done a lot of it, but I think it's also just in the name of Doc that you've shared all your expertise, which is great. The problem is when you train these kids, they keep moving away, going to college, doing those things.
Yep, that's the way it works with the school-age kids. Yeah, our one of our board members, Eric Reichel, Started out as a high school student working with us, and now over at the Seattle Institute of Art.
I know. He's been doing some actual films. You can find him listed on IMDb now, so he must be famous.
And he is an excellent person to work with, a great videographer, real nice guy. Okay, third down for South Kitsap, and now they've got to go about 7 yards to get a first. And
another whistle.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, well, I believe it'll be a timeout.
Timeout Wolves.
Head coach DJ Sigerson. He's been around here for a while.
Several years now. It's hard to walk into a program that has done as well as South, and you have to continue that. But one of the reasons it does so well is it's also they work with their junior highs here, and they have some of the same offenses and defenses, and so by the time they get to high school, they already have it down.
Well, we had a great time that year that they went over to the state championship, followed them over there. Roger Fossum, Larry Rowe, and myself were over there. I believe that was that at the Kingdom or the Tacoma Dome?
That's BK before Kitty.
And that was great fun, and of course really enjoyed the time following the basketball team from South Kitsap under Coach Callahan. Didn't get one, but they got two. Second place in the state, and it's been great fun. And Mike Downham, really enjoy working with Mike, and I hope the students and faculty know how lucky they are to have somebody like Mike. Yeah, here we go, big third down. Meisner wants to go to the air, and he's got it. Number 14, Devin Newquist will pick up the first down to keep things alive for the Wolves.
Newquist has been his target all night. I expected Ladeau to be getting a few more of these because in his first game he had a couple touchdowns on receptions, but Newquist has been open. Seems to be exactly where Meisner expects him to be.
Well, maybe that's why, because everybody's
they're covering
the other guy.
They read the article.
And pick up a yard or two on that run up over the left side.
Adam Gascoigne, the ball carrier, he's out near the 39-yard line.
Gascoigne carrying it.
And Doc, I just want to make sure that I give a thank you to the coach from Bellarmine Prep, Tom Larson. I sent off emails asking for info, and the next day I had depth charts and the roster, plus I pulled up an article on him. He had been a player for Bellarmine Prep, graduated in '74, went to Wazoo, played 4 years there, and even played in the pros for the Chiefs.
And Meisner crossed the middle, nice pass and a good reception by Chase Lopez.
6-foot tight end, big target to be going for.
I like the tight end.
Oh, me too.
Position. And it would be nice if some certain teams used their tight end more.
I miss John Carlson desperately for the Seahawks, and not just because he's an ex-Notre Dame guy.
No, because he's a great tight end.
He was, or is. He still hurt though. I saw him still in a sling.
First down for South Kitsap into the Lion territory, but a yellow hanky at the line of scrimmage. Bodie carried it, we'll have to see.
This is where Brent's pretty good, where he'll say when you see the flag right there, it means this.
He also has the binoculars.
He's a smart man. Looked like they were arguing with the coach again.
Procedure.
Sigurdsson is trying to figure out what it is his kids are doing wrong on that they're calling him on.
That's two of them now. Procedure calls, loss of 5 yards. Replay the down. So that'll bring up first down and 15. 8:30 left to go here in this first half.
And our South kids were showing us setting the ball. Our man in the white hat, who is the head of the crew.
He'll put it at the South Kitsap 49-yard line. Senior Eddie Meisner bringing in the play from the sideline. Familiar I formation. They break out of it now. Nelson moves a little bit over to this near side, but goes in motion back to that position. ball goes to the tailback, and nothing doing there. Actually, it'll be a loss of about 2 on that one.
I think that would be a Pride of Lions, isn't that came in on that?
Sure was. A bunch of Bellarmine players in white to stop that one.
That was a slow developing play, and they had plenty of time to get back there.
Yeah, so they'll move it back to the 47-yard line. That'll give them 2nd down and 16, so that was a loss of a yard.
Back in their own territory, no longer in Bellarmine prep land.
Miser rolling out. He wants to pass, but his intended receiver covered. Finds another one. And a pretty good effort that time by Meisner trying to get it to Dominic Bodie. He really wanted to go over to that far side to Bryce Broom, but he was covered well by the Lions, and so he had to come all the way, Meisner had to come all the way back and find somebody over here.
And I like that he was able to get rid of that, because he had a couple Lions in his face, and he went, oh, let me check down to my other guy and at least make that attempt.
All right, 3rd down and 16 yards to go to keep the drive alive. Short drop back, Meisner going to the air. He's going deep. He had a receiver there. And no flags, so incomplete pass intended for Devin Newquist.
South Kitsap sideline asking for a flag, but it looked like it was kind of getting tangled up together going for the ball.
Yeah. There was nothing real blatant there.
At least not from our upper viewpoint.
Drew Griffin there. So that's going to bring up 4th down for the Wolves. They'll have to kick away. And Bellarmine will drop 1 returner back to about the 14-yard line. Oh, that's a good boot.
That's Flynn back there.
Yeah, Flynn pick it up on about his own 6. Reverse the field. 2 missed tackles there. And a little stiff arm action, and he'll bring it out to about the 24-yard line.
Last week it was a stiff arm that cost Andrew Shadle a touchdown, unfortunately. That was kind of a sad play for Bremerton. But nice job by Flynn on reversing directions and then back again and just kind of shedding tacklers.
Little under 7 minutes left to go in this first half, and we're all tied up, 7-7. Bellarmine with the ball on their own 23-yard line. I hope we are pronouncing Liafa'u's name right. Sifo.
Well, they're probably blogging right now, telling us we aren't, but we actually don't have access to what's going on the computer.
Oh, nice job that time by Sifu, pulling it down and going to pick up a bunch of yards on the quarterback, what ended up being a quarterback keeper. He wanted to go downfield, but the receivers are pretty well defended by South. But he will pick up about 8 yards on that.
He had 16 runs so far this year for 60 yards, so running isn't a big part of his repertoire, but he obviously can scramble quite nicely.
2nd down and 2 now for the Lions. Hand off to the tailback, and Flynn up over the middle for the 1st down.
He knew he met a wolf, though, there at the end, I'll tell you.
I didn't see.
Well, Bodie coming off looking hurt right now. His arm at a weird angle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can only hope maybe it's out of place, kind of like LaMichael James last night for Oregon.
1st down for the Lions. Again, a handoff to that running back. Comes off to this near side and dances for about 6-yard pickup. Isaiah Flynn, he's starting to rack up that yardage.
Yeah, I think we can call him a nifty runner. There was a great article in Sports Illustrated on the type of language used in sports, and they say Brent Musburger can get away with nifty, and since I'm from Billings as well, I'm going for it.
Of course, I grew up in the Keith Jackson era.
Yeah, I like Keith Jackson.
Whoa, Nelly! All right, rolling out to that far side, and let's see, they're going to call it complete.
Yep.
And that pass goes to Nick Selden, I believe.
And enough for a first down. They keep moving the chains.
Yes, indeed. And the ball will be placed at the South Kitsap 46-yard line.
It's first down, Bellarmine.
South Kitsap defense is going to have to tighten up here.
Now this is about the area that the South Kitsap drive stalled. They're hoping they can do the same to Bellarmine.
Flynn once again going pretty much right up the middle. And he's picking up another 7-8 yards on that one.
I am convinced they can say it's going to Flynn, he's coming up the middle, and he's still hard to bring down.
Coming into tonight's game, they have him listed with 960 yards.
Yes.
And he has, I think, probably gone over 1,000 tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure he's over 40 at this point.
And if he hasn't done the 40 yet, he will.
Yeah, and he had 15 touchdowns, and he has the 1 touchdown for the Lions tonight.
Second down and 3.
Oh, Chandler's quick over here.
And it's complete. Oh, no,
nope.
Incomplete. Actually, there were a couple of open receivers on that one.
Yeah, I was watching on the corner and missed the actual play because
it was intended for Joe Lovejoy, and but he had a couple of other guys that were kind of open on that same side. So we'll see if they go back to that on 3rd down and 3.
I'm guessing Flynn up the middle.
There again, that double switch. Short drop back, complete across the middle. He did drop it, but I guess he was out of bounds because they're going to call it a completion. And a first down for Bellarmine.
Well run play. They got exactly the amount of yardage they needed and just keep moving down the field.
4 minutes left to go in this first half.
South continues to shuffle their personnel.
Two men in the backfield and 2 men, 1 split to each side. This one's going deep. There's a receiver down there, but again, just overthrown.
That pass intended for Michael
And
Rector.
it was Rector that they were trying to get it to, and again, just a little too long.
Well, it's kind of like Rector stopped for a second and then decided, oh, it's coming to me. I'll run for it now. So, and stop just means he goes a whole lot slower than I would expect.
Yeah, they're really working those defensive backs out there for South Kitsap. 2nd down and 10. Hand off to Flynn. Flynn over the right side, and he'll pick up about 6.
What a nice weapon to have where you know you're going to get 5 or 6 yards just about every time you hand him the ball.
Bringing up 3rd down. About 5 to go and under 4 minutes here in the first half. So this would be a good time for the South Kitsap D to stiffen up.
BDB. Bend, don't break, exactly.
1 man behind the quarterback, 2 split to this near side. Man goes in motion and back. Short drop back, quick pass across the middle, and it's caught by Michael Rector. Now we'll have to see if it was far enough. Yes, it is. There go those chains. So another first down for the Lions as they continue to march down the field.
They just eat up the yardage.
Sure do.
And the clock at the same time.
Ball will be placed at the 24-yard line of South Kitsap with 3 minutes 15 seconds left to play here in this first half. Sifo. Oh, and he finds another open receiver. Breaking to the outside, and that'll be another first down.
That one was Chandler who caught that one.
And Caleb Nelson.
And he was brought down by Caleb Nelson and another Wolf.
Well, actually didn't quite make the first down. It's going to come up as second down and a yard to go. And we're going to get a timeout. The quarterback did not like the way things were set up, so Bellarmine with the timeout. We've got 2:44 left to go in the first half, and the game all tied up, 7-7.
Bellarmine has one timeout left, and South has two. So they're kind of in their 2-minute drill here, but with not a lot of yardage that they have to get.
Well, happy to be bringing this to you live on the Game of the Week from the KitsapSun.com.
It's been fun, the different varieties of places we've gone this year so far doing the live streaming. Very nice of the South Kitsap Video Production Group to provide us with the video stream. And as you said, it's a multi-camera production, so many different angles and close-ups that we can get when you do multi-camera. So that's been a lot of fun tonight.
Second down and about 1 yard to go for a first down for the Bellarmine Lions, and the ball is on the 14-yard line of South Kitsap. And it's the keeper. Quarterback gets the first down, moves down to the 10-yard line.
Leo Fowl is listed at 6'3", 216 pounds. So that's a good size quarterback, and can kind of make his own hole right there.
13 touchdowns this year, 16 rushing. Rushes for 60 yards. First down for the Lions. And, I believe out of bounds, incomplete. But that'll stop the clock at 2 minutes and 12 seconds with that incomplete pass. Second down, and the ball is on just about on the 10-yard line. So it's goal to go for Bellarmine.
Yeah, this Lion quarterback is fun to watch. He's able to roll out and still pass, and that is a skill that is learned over time.
Straight drop back, a short one across the middle and into the end zone for a touchdown, Bellarmine.
That was Calvin Chandler, and you could see that play developing. The one guy moved over to help cover, but wasn't far enough over, and it was just a nice seam for him.
So the Bellarmine Lions put 6 more on the board at the 2:07 mark here in quarter number 2. And Ryan Lester up for the point after attempt. And it's down and good. So as we get ready with only 2 minutes left in this first half, the Bellarmine Lions take their first lead tonight, 14-7 over the South Kitsap Wolves. And I don't know, Coach Sigerson's going to have a lot to talk about, but it's a tough task to try to defend against a team like Bellarmine that has so many weapons.
They have the runner Flynn, who you hand it to and you automatically have 6 yards. They have more than one receiver. Not that every high school doesn't, but they have several that have had lots of receptions and lots of yards.
And a quarterback who can use his feet to keep things alive to get it to those receivers.
Yep, and knows where he's passing. I'm not sure that a zone defense is going to work very well against this passing attack.
And
Bryce Broom, one of the guys back there for South Kitsap, down at about their own 5-yard line.
Cooper Doxson kicking off.
And Doxson will be the kicker for Bellarmine.
Now, Adam Gascoigne this year does have a 92-yard kickoff return, so he's not even is he the other one receiving? I'm not sure who the other one is. We need Brent's binoculars tonight, Doc.
Yep.
You know, I have determined one thing, that white on dark shows up better than dark on white, in my opinion. So maybe it's just old eyes.
Yeah, and that's going to be a short one, but South Kitsap picks it up around the 15, drops it, and that's about where they're going to bring it out to get it out to about the 20 with 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. South Kitsap now down by 7, 14-7.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of 2-minute drill they have. They still have 2 timeouts. They've had a lot of success with the passing game so far tonight. More of that than run, actually.
Yep. Meisner's got one-man split to that near side. That's who he throws it to. A wicked hit out there by Kelvin Chandler. And ball incomplete thanks to Chandler's D.
I thought that was a head, not the ball sitting there on the ground. That was just a nasty hit.
Yep.
And those are actually the ones that they are really working hard to get rid of in the pro game, trying to extend careers.
Second down and 10 coming up off the incompletion for South Kitsap.
Yeah, Chandler is not only one of their receivers, he's very tough on defense. He's had 37 tackles and 14 assists this year for the Lions.
Pitch back to the tailback.
He's still trying to get the ball.
Ball is loose, and Bellarmine, I think, is going to come away with it.
Ooh, of all the things you wanted, that was not it.
Yep, and Bellarmine, the Lions, will take over with 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go on the 15-yard line of the South Kitsap Wolves.
And that really wasn't anything that Bellarmine made happen. It was just he couldn't get a hold of the pitch from the get-go. Wasn't a bad play. They were stringing them out to the side. Looked like they had a lot of blockers ready.
And timeout, South Kitsap.
Timeout good.
Yeah, that was just a tough play by South Kitsap. And like you said, Kitty, the last thing in the world you want to do with under 2 minutes left to play in the first half.
Yeah, it's one of those where if you can't get some yardage, you at least want to use up clock and send it as deep as you can the other way. But Coach Sigerson is bringing his kids over, having a conversation, going, okay, that's a mistake. Let's see that we don't make it into a bigger one and let these guys score.
And that could be a tough task here, the way that the Lions have been moving the ball. That's actually the first big turnover
it is
in tonight's game.
And we hadn't even said anything about turnovers, so it's not our fault, Doc.
And like you said, it really wasn't a forced turnover.
No. Not a wet field,
Nope.
although you're bound to get dew at night, so the ball does get a little bit wet. But
first down for Bellarmine. Hand off to Flynn. Flynn off the right tackle.
Flynn, the ball carrier, he's down to
He'll
the
pick up a
15-yard
couple.
line. Tacklers were led by Chase Lopez.
good job by South to sniff that out and be keep him to only 2 yards.
Second down and 8. Clock is ticking. 1:25. Roll out to this near side, but the quarterback pulls it in. And he'll pick up a couple more yards on that, but once again, the South defense has stopped him from putting points on the board. They'll give him about 4 on that. That'll bring up third down and a long 3.
Give the secondary a lot of credit on that one because he was looking to pass and there were no open receivers.
Yeah, it looks like the Lions are going to use their last timeout.
And Doc, I wanted to point out that Dominic Bodie is still on the sideline. He's sitting there talking to a trainer or maybe just one of the guys who's getting him water, but that's not a good sign for South Kitsap.
Nope. Dominic, a senior out there, 6'1", 184 pounds.
This gives Coach Sigurdsson one more chance to reiterate what his defensive plan is right now. I think it's don't let him score.
Well, the Lions can get a first down here without taking it in. Third down and about 4 yards to go.
And in high school, the clock does stop when they get the first down to move the chains.
Flynn, the only man in the backfield for Bellarmine. It's a roll out by the quarterback. He's going down towards the end zone. And let's see, did they call that no, incomplete.
No, there was a wolf in between him and his receiver, so that was kind of not the best idea of a throw, but he threw it low enough that nobody was going to get it.
So that'll bring up a fourth down now. Ball will be on the, looks like about the 12, 13 yard line, and coming out to attempt a field goal will be Ryan Lester.
Now they blocked his field goal the last time. Ooh.
And that one went through the uprights. Not a huge kick, but far enough to put 3 points on the board for the Lions. And so the Lions move out now to a 17-7 lead over the South Kitsap Wolves. Under a minute left to go, so SK will have time for a play or two if they choose to.
This time it's called they need to hold on if they're going to try that. So.
But yeah.
Well, Coach Sigurdsson should be happy with that actually because of where they turned that over and
could
the fact that they
easily been 7 points.
Exactly, and his guys didn't panic. They played tough defense. You can't necessarily stop that field goal kicker. Lester has proven extremely good on extra points this year. He only had 1 field goal listed that I saw, but I have a feeling that's because they score touchdowns most of the time.
Yep, 33 extra points.
Yeah, so that's a lot of touchdowns.
For Lester.
Yep. He's 6'1", 163, and pretty successful with the leg.
So this will be his second field goal.
Yes. But now Cooper Doxson is actually their long kicker, so he's also a senior. And he's proven to have quite the leg as he's taken it into the end zone a couple times. He's fixing his divots. Maybe he's a golfer, actually.
Real grass field out there.
That's correct. That's why they don't get any playoff games. They are talking about trying to get that changed.
Good kick by Doxson. And into the end zone, so South Kitsap will start out at the 20-yard line.
Come out to the 20-yard line, and the Wolves will take over.
Pretty consistently, South has started at the 20 every time they've had a drive, except for the one where they did block the field goal. So they've done a good job of at least getting it into Lion territory or moving it forward some so that a little bit better field position for him.
51.2 seconds left to go. In the first half. Meisner. Oh, no. Meisner completed the pass to Newquist, and then Newquist tried to lateral back.
The hook and ladder is one they actually ran successfully against Shelton, and I see a flag down there. It may be because there was an argument from the other team on who had the ball.
Well, that's going to go against Bellarmine.
Penalty assessed against the Lions.
So it'll be a first down for South Kitsap. And that is kind of a bold play after having just dropped it on a pitch.
It is pretty crazy.
The play before.
And that was a 15-yard penalty, so.
Personal foul against Bellarmine.
I think it was unsporting conduct. You don't argue with the guy who's got the yellow hanky, the weighted yellow hanky. No more of those. We're just going to run this and end it.
Yeah. Broom will pick up about a yard on that one. Second down. Ball is just about to South Kitsap's 40-yard line. 24 seconds left to go, so one more play maybe. Meisner wants to pass. He's got a wide open receiver. And let's see if he can get out of bounds. He does. Stops the clock with 11 seconds to go. So South Kitsap will have another opportunity.
That was C.J. Dowdy with the catch.
And he was wide open. Talk about the prevent defense by Bellarmine.
But Meisner's done a nice job back there. He's kept his head. He looked for more than one receiver, not just focusing on one, and seems to not panic when there are Lions in his face, which is pretty impressive. Plus, I've watched him on the sideline. He's not been playing defense. When he's on the side, he is working on his throwing motion, making sure that it's strong.
11 seconds here for Eddie Meisner, and they'll do a handoff, which isn't going to pick up much. The clock continues to tick, and timeout. So South Kitsap will use their last timeout.
Interesting to run a running play and then just go ahead and do the timeout. I thought they were trying to kill the clock at that point, but I guess not.
3.9 seconds left to go in the first half.
Is there a field goal kicker this good, Doc? That'd be a heck of a kick.
At the high school level. Yep, that would be.
They're on the 39, 49, oh, just 56 yards, nothing major.
Might be done in Denver by a pro at 5,000 feet.
They tried the 61-yarder for the Seahawks the other day and didn't quite make that one, but there have been a couple 63-yarders made already in the pros this year.
Well, most likely the last play of the half for South Kitsap.
I do like that they're being aggressive and seeing what they can do out there.
Well,
blindside.
Bellarmine almost got him. Nice shot, though. Meisner does a good job of staying alive to get the pass out. Intended receiver was C.J. Dowdy, but that's the end of the first half, and it's a 17-7 lead for the Bellarmine Lions, and we have a South Kitsap player down on the ground.
Definitely. He's out there in the middle right now, but yeah, it was a really tough first half. South Kitsap hung in there nicely. Bellarmine Prep moved it up and down the field a lot, but they've only scored 17, so they've held them to a field goal one time, and that field goal came after the one turnover. So
and South Kitsap put the first 7 on the board.
They did, and they've moved the ball nicely. It is just getting it into the end zone that they're going to need to do.
And the South Kitsap player is up and looks like going to be able to walk off on his own, which is good to see. Can't see. It's a 7. I can't tell if it's 71. Lucas Petrovich.
But it is good to see him coming off.
Maybe 78. I don't know. Anyway, at the end of the first half of action, the Bellarmine Lions lead the South Kitsap Wolves 17-7. Well, I'm the doctor, Doc Pa. Kitty Campagna is on that other microphone. Spencer Anderson streaming the program to you for the KitsapSun.com GOTW Game of the Week. We'll be back with that second half for you coming up soon.